Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys go down and hit that subscribe button, and make sure you also turn on post notifications because I'm doing good. 2 weeks in a row, I'm doing good. I don't know when I'm gonna be posting. You don't know when I'm gonna be posting again. So make sure you hit that so you're notified when I do drop a new video. So as you guys can see, I'm cooking today. So what I did is I came up with something which is 2 hybrid recipes and put them together. So we're gonna be making a Nashville hot fried salmon sandwich with garlic parmesan fries. Have y'all seen that before? I haven't. So make sure you guys keep watching to figure out how to make it. All right, so let's get straight into it. So the first thing we want to be making is a slaw. This is a super easy recipe. I got some nice slaw mix, coleslaw mix that you get from any grocery store. We're gonna be using some of that. I got some sliced up apples. So these are just some apples that I julienned and threw together, which will be really, really nice in this slaw. And then I have some sour cream. So I use sour cream. You guys are more than welcome to use a mayonnaise. I just find that sour cream will go better in this dish. It'll go, really nice with that spicy chicken we're making. The juice of 1 lemon and a half a lime. And if you guys want to find any of these recipes, you guys can go ahead and click that link down in the description. It'll take you to my beautiful website where you guys can find the recipes and steps to everything that I'm doing in this video. All right, so we got some ground cumin here. I'm gonna throw a little bit of this in there for some extra flavor. And then this is a spice mix that I use. In the industry, it's called a chef mix. So this is salt, pepper, and garlic. Throw some of that in there. And then I just got some red shredded cabbage just for a pop of color. So we're gonna throw some of that in there. I will have all of these steps and ingredients down in my comment section. You guys just gotta click the link. It'll take you over to my website. So I'm kind of judging this by eye on how much sour cream I wanna add. It's a little bit dry right now, so I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna also add a little bit more lemon juice. That's beautiful. Add a little bit more of my seasoning mix. There we go. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more sour cream. So now you guys can jazz this up however you want. Like I said, I cook by judgment, not recipe. So we got this nice. You don't want it to be really loose. It should be a nice coleslaw. I like bigger chunks in mine. You guys are more than welcome to do a smaller chunk. All right, so now that we have this, we're gonna refrigerate this, and now we're gonna move on to the next step. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the next step of this recipe, and we're gonna work on our fries. So these are oven-baked fries. These are a garlic and parmesan oven-baked fries, and I love them. So this is gonna go well with our salmon sandwich, and I think it'll be a nice flavor balance. So first thing I'm doing is I'm gonna peel some russet potatoes. I would encourage you guys to use russet potatoes. They have a very nice texture for French fries. I wouldn't suggest using like a golden potato or a red potato or anything. They just have too much sugar in them. So I average roughly around 2 potatoes per person. Realistically, let's be honest, 2 potatoes is probably not gonna be enough for 1 person, but that's what I roughly go by. Yeah, so I'm gonna peel these, and then we are gonna julienne these. So we're gonna slice these, and then we're gonna chop them in matchstick style. So I'll show you guys real quick. So what I like to do is cut off the bottom so that the potato doesn't roll around. And then we'll just slowly cut a flat side. We're gonna slowly just go down, cut it just like that. And I'm going for roughly this thickness. So as you guys can see, that's in between 1/4 of an inch and 1/8 of an inch. All right, so now that we have all our potatoes nice and sliced, now we're gonna go the other way, and you'll start to see the match cut that I was talking about earlier. So we're gonna go the same thickness, about in between 1/4 and 1/8 of an inch. And you guys can definitely change the thickness of your fries. It really is personal preference. I'm going for more of an aesthetic look, so I'm gonna go a little bit smaller. But yeah, it'll be just fine. So I'm gonna dump these in some water, start to remove some of that starch off of them. So as you guys can see, these are, you know, roughly the diameter that we're going for. But make sure you tag me on Instagram if you decide to make this. Take a picture of it, tag me. You guys can follow me on Instagram at chef_.jr. I post a lot of behind the scenes on how I make these videos. So if you guys are interested in any of that, then make sure you guys go ahead and follow me at chef_.jr on Instagram. All right, so now that we got all our French fries nice and chopped up, the next thing we're gonna do is chop some garlic. And then this is what we're gonna be using for our butter that we're gonna be putting, our garlic butter that we're gonna be putting on these fries once they come out of the oven. And so I have my oven set to 400 degrees right now, preheating. And we're gonna just chop this garlic roughly. And this is what we're gonna be using later on. So once you have this garlic nice and chopped, you guys can set it to the side and we'll move on to the next step. Rough chop on this garlic, nothing major. Doesn't have to be pretty or anything. You want it pretty small though, because this is going to sit on our fries and we don't really want to bite into a big, you know, chunk of garlic. All right, so the next thing we want to do is kind of dry our potatoes off a little bit and also start to remove a little bit more of that starch. When we bake these, we kind of want it to get really, really crispy. We don't necessarily want these to steam. So I just got a couple paper towels down just to kind of absorb some of that water off of them. So I am going to be making 2 sandwiches today. I did 5 potatoes in total. That should definitely be enough for 2 people. If you guys are greedy like me, you want to do more. But I'm gonna stick to it and I'm gonna do 2. If you guys see my last video, this recipe is probably the complete opposite of that video. Last video I was telling you guys a little bit about how I do meal prep, but this is for people that are hungry and I'm hungry. So we're gonna stick with this. I am gonna go back to meal prepping next week, but I gotta get you guys some nice recipes out. So make sure you guys like down below for the commitment that I'm putting myself through for this. So we got our nice and roughly dried potatoes. The next thing we're gonna do is throw these on a cookie sheet. I'm gonna oil mine up with a little bit of peanut oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. I have my oven at 400. I'm gonna throw these straight into the oven, let them bake out for about roughly 25 to 30 minutes. Make sure you guys check them, keep an eye on them while you're frying your salmon, and they should be good to go. So I'm gonna just coat these in this oil and seasoning mixture. Now, I might have put a little bit too much oil, but you know, it's okay. Don't judge me, judge your mama. And then we are just gonna start to evenly lay these out. Now, you don't want these stacked because you kind of want all sides to cook evenly. If you have them stacked, obviously they won't cook as even. So I'm gonna take the time to kind of spread these out. And then after that, I'm gonna throw these in the oven. All right, so this next part is super, super simple. This is actually gonna be our Nashville hot sauce, I guess you would call it. But it's only a couple ingredients. It's really, really simple. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw some ghee. Now you can use butter, you can use clarified butter, but I'm using ghee today. And I'm doing a cup of this, roughly a cup. I'm gonna heat that up. So what I have here is I have some cayenne and I have some smoked paprika. Now, this is what's gonna give you the color. It's gonna give you that really, really intense red color. Dump that in. I have some brown sugar. If you guys want any of these ingredients, you guys know where to go. Make sure you click that link down in the description. I'm gonna do a little bit of brown sugar and I'm gonna do some honey. So the recipe that I found calls for a lot of brown sugar and a lot of honey. That is because cayenne pepper is not the most pleasant thing to just be eating. So they want to help you out a little bit by doing that. Next, I'm going to take some of my seasoning mix and throw that in there. I'm doing about a tablespoon or so. Like I said, that's just equal parts salt, pepper, and garlic powder. Super, super simple to make. You guys can literally use it on anything. And yeah, so I'm just going to heat this up. And once this is together, that's pretty much it. That's your sauce. So you want to go ahead and give it a taste. Now, your nose is going to be itching. It's a lot of cayenne pepper in this. It's a lot of paprika. As soon as this is heated, I'm going to turn it off. I don't want this to cook. I just want the butter to melt and I want all of my ingredients to combine. And as simple as that, it's done. That literally took 30 seconds. So we're going to sit this to the side, and next we're going to move on to our fried salmon. All right, so now we're going to move on to our salmon. This is going to be super, super fast and easy. So we're gonna do a simple breading technique. We're gonna do an egg wash. So egg wash, all it is just water and a couple of eggs. You want it to be really, really thin. You want it to be a nice thin coating, nothing really heavy. You guys can throw in some hot sauce if you want to, but I'm still sniffing after making that sauce. Not to mention it's right behind me. Every time I walk past, I sneeze. But anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and mix that together. Next thing we're gonna do is make our flour mixture. So I got a couple cups of flour. And then I am gonna do a 2-to-1 ratio with cornstarch. So 2 parts flour, 1 part cornstarch. We're gonna do some of our seasoning mixture. Once again, it's equal parts salt. I can't talk, man. I cannot talk. Equal parts salt, garlic powder, and pepper. And then we're gonna take a little bit of Tony's. I got a little bit left in the bottle. Dump that in. That's pretty much it. So this is a very, very simple breading mixture, because we're gonna basically be coating the thing in hot butter. Yeah, my nose is still itching. Oh, I forgot. Every time you use Tony's, you choke. No, I'm serious. Like, literally every time I use Tony's, I start sniffing it, I smell it. Next thing you know, I'm full-fledged choking in the corner of the kitchen. So these are about 6-ounce portions of salmon. If you guys don't break down your own salmon, you guys can go to the butcher or the seafood city or whatever you may have where you live, and just ask for a couple pieces of salmon. I cut mine into squares so they fit a little bit better on the bun, but you guys can literally do whatever you want to. These are about 6-ounce portions. So I dipped them in my egg wash first, and then I dipped them in my flour mixture. So we want to get a nice coating on these bad boys. We're gonna go ahead and do a double bread. So after we go ahead and dredge it in our flour, we're gonna go ahead and dredge it back in our egg wash, and then back into our flour mixture. And so I normally always mess this up. You're supposed to keep a dry hand and a wet hand when you're doing breading, but 90% of the time I forget, and my dry hand is wet and my wet hand is dry. So, and then we're gonna sit these to the side. I have my skillet with my peanut oil heating up. We want that to be about 350, 360 degrees, in between there. Let's say 355. If you wanna bust out the thermometer, go ahead. We wanna sit that to the side. I got some hefty pieces of salmon here, you guys. But sit that to the side. Once our oil comes up to temperature, we're gonna fry it. All right, so now it's finally come to the point where we fry. So we're gonna fry these bad boys. Like I said, this is peanut oil. I got it at about 350, 355-ish. Dunk these bad boys in. Now, I like to fry in peanut oil. I find that it imports a better flavor. It also has a higher temperature of which you can bring it to, which allows for you to bring it up to higher temperatures without it burning or anything. We're gonna let these bad boys cook. Now, I'm gonna let this cook for maybe 15, not even 15 minutes, maybe closer to 12 minutes. Shouldn't take long at all. Like I said, fish cooks a lot lighter than something like a piece of chicken would. Yeah, we're gonna let these fry up and get nice and crispy. All right, so our salmon is finally done. It's nice and beautiful. So I'm gonna tell you guys ahead of time, this cornstarch batter that we used is gonna fly up a lot crispier than something that you would use for fried chicken. I did this on purpose because I didn't want my sandwich to get soggy after dipping it in that sauce that we made. And so I did this. It's more of it's an Asian style breading. It's a lot crispier. It's a lot harder. It's a lot thinner. So I think that's gonna work perfectly. They are perfectly crispy. No, it's gonna be good. So it's almost time to assemble. No, we gotta finish our fries. So I'm gonna get those out of the oven. They should be ready. And we'll move on to the next step. All right, so now it's finally come down to the time where we finish our fries, and then after that, we're gonna assemble the sandwich. So we're gonna do a nice simple garlic butter. All it is literally garlic and butter. And so we're gonna take a little bit of our butter here, just like that. And we don't need much seasoning in this at all, because we're literally just gonna be importing the flavor of the garlic into our butter. And then we're gonna toss our fries in that and then finish it off with some fresh parm. You guys can definitely get away with using a grated Parmesan. It'll literally taste exactly the same. It's just that since I'm gonna be taking a picture for y'all to click on this video, I wanted to do some fresh parm. But that's besides the point. So besides the point, besides the parm. I can't talk. When I do these videos, I start talking all funny. But anyways, we're gonna throw in our garlic. And then while that's cooking up, I am gonna chop up some fresh parsley because you gotta have color. All right, so I'm gonna take my parsley, throw those on our fries. And I'm gonna take some of this beautiful garlic butter that we just made. You guys see it? Just like that, I'm gonna toss our fries. Perfect, and then we're gonna grate some fresh Parmesan on top. This looks delicious. Now this could be a video on its own because this right here is a killer side dish. And you can really do however much cheese you want, however much garlic butter you want. We'll go pretty mild on it today. Now we did season this before we put it in the oven, but I'm gonna go ahead and throw on a little bit more seasoning. Do a little bit more parm too. Just like that. And that's it. That's our Parmesan garlic fries. And now we can move on to finishing this dish. All right, so it's finally time to plate it up. So now the next thing we gotta do is dip our salmon in our sauce. So you really wanna make this sauce as close to the time that you're getting ready to eat it as possible because it starts to get really thick from all of the seasonings in it. And then you also wanna make sure that you're constantly stirring it as well. As you guys can see. Alrighty. Alright, so we're gonna dip our salmon straight in our sauce. Just like that. All right, so now we can start to assemble our sandwiches. I got my plate here. I got some beautiful brioche buns that I toasted off. And then we're gonna take our piece of salmon, just like that there. Oh, this is gonna be delicious. Put our beautiful piece of salmon on there. I'm gonna put a couple pickles. People love pickles. And then our coleslaw that we made earlier. I'm gonna do a scoop of this on top. Put our bun on. Woo! Oh Lord. Let's make a little cone for our fries. So this is some I don't know, paper, I guess. Fold off the bottom. Do a nice little cone of fries. Beautiful. And that's our sandwich. So just like that, it wasn't too hard to make. It was a lot of steps. I hope you guys followed along. But we got an amazing dish, you guys. This looks beautiful. So if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more, make sure you guys subscribe. Make sure you guys like and thumbs up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave some comments down below on what I should make next. Like I said, as always, turn on post notifications because I don't know when I'm gonna be posting. You don't know what I'm gonna be posting. So make sure you turn it on so you're notified when I do post my next video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.